Start recording. Alright. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of driving in Truckers MP, so if you're wondering what the heck's happening with Aeronautica and that footage, well, I can't get that uploaded yet because of how big it is. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this little ride along with me to pass the time, because I will get both of these videos up pretty quickly after you see this video. Jeez Louise. Yeah, if you're wondering if this is the average experience in ETS2, yes, it very much is. Oh, I should probably... I'm gonna be a second. Sorry, left the door open, so now we're back on the road. We're gonna be getting some fuel and getting onto the CD road. And if you're wondering what the CD road is, for those that are not in the know of Truckers MP, this is the Calais to Duisburg road. So if you see that little road that follows the coast of Belgium, goes north of Brussels, and then links its way over to Duisburg, that's the road I am talking about. The reason it is so infamous in Truckers MP and in ETS2, even though players that play ETS2 that don't have Truckers MP don't even drive it, well, they do drive it, but just without other players. The reason being why it is so dangerous is because there's scout cars like this one that drive around very recklessly, like they're in a no-hezi server. We also have trucks just driving, trying to follow the law, they're driving regular speed. Then we have regular players that don't care about following the law or the speed limit, so they always are trying to overtake the people that are driving at a reasonable speed that doesn't need to be overtaken. There's also a lot of people that overestimate how heavy their trucks are and they usually blow it over. And, yeah, what else is there? Oh yeah, there's also people that park in the most random places, which makes it an absolute nightmare. And the train also makes it a nightmare to drive through, because you have to wait in such long queues in order to get anywhere towards Duisburg if you're heading through Calais, and then vice versa. There's also the factor that, unlike most roads in this game, it's actually a two-lane highway. You might notice that the gas stations look a little fancier and bigger. Those actually used to be only on one side of the highway, so you had to turn into them. But they got so busy, the CD road was so busy and so popular, the devs basically just had to hammer the problem away and get rid of it because it was driving them so crazy. Sorry if it's a little blurry, I'm gonna go in and get some fuel, because I did not fill up the last time I was doing this. If you're wondering if you need all the fuel, yes you do. You need a full tank, no matter what. Unless you've got a half tank, you're probably not gonna make it on the CD road. You idle way too much in order to be working off of a quarter tank. Sorry about the wipers. If you're wondering why my steering's so jerky, well, I get startled very easily in this game. You have a lot of issues with latency, so oftentimes, like that, you'll see a truck just slingshot backwards towards your face, and it gives you a nice little jump scare. And if you're wondering, does this affect you even though it's not your fault? Yes, it does. It does heavily. You will get slingshotted backwards so hard, sometimes you fall through the ground. It's that bad of a crash. And this is often the cause for many of the crashes on the CD road. You're just, somebody's tailgating another person, the guy in front lags, and then everybody behind him has a pileup. And then there's shenanigans like this. Come on, lads, we can go.
Нахуй ты пиздишь,
Oh geez, there must be a lot of trucks hanging into Calais. It doesn't usually back up like that. Lights must be broken or something. Heck yeah. We out of here. And welcome to the start of the CD road. It's probably going to be noisy, but also quiet from here. Yeah, so I'm setting a slightly bad example, but you'll see some more diabolical overtakes over time as if you start to drive the CD road. There have been a few where it's just like the Scout squeezes between two trucks and it's a miracle that you didn't cause a head-on collision. You often see that on the CD, but you get kind of used to it, so you either fill up the lanes so that the Scout doesn't do that stupid cheeky overtake, or the random player in the truck that thinks he has enough horsepower. You just basically block him, or basically leave enough room and hope that you aren't the victim. Usually, if you honk at somebody, they will honk back. Oh, hello, what's this? Oh, somebody must have had a head on. Oh, looks like he's driving by fine. Oh. Bad timing, Scout, bad timing. What the... Yeah, if you're wondering if this is normal, no, usually not. There's not usually a strange queue like this exiting the gas station unless it's really busy because nobody knows how to merge out of this gas station, but it seems like there's a little bit of that going on here with the trucks all spread out. And if you're wondering about, like, the free cam I just did, basically you have to do a little, like, you have to go into, like, Notepad to manipulate it, but I recommend watching a video before attempting it, because, if you actually edit the wrong thing, you might end up having a free cam where it's just 100 feet always below your car, which would be really annoying and you can't move around. So I'd recommend watching a video and not taking my word fully for it, but basically the one way I did it was through Notepad and just looking at the code and seeing what I needed to edit. Oh yay, maybe we'll have some nice open roads for us today. It looks like the queues haven't started because last time I was around here, for some reason queues were all the way back up to here and nobody could explain why. Yeah, that's why you always put your hazards on, because people usually come flying up behind you and they don't realize it until it's too late, including me. I've done it a few times where I was looking behind to see who was tailgating me, and then I look forward last second to realize, oh, the traffic stopped, and then I eat the bumper of whichever poor soul was misfortunate enough to see me behind them. you're wondering also if there's a VC for this game, yes, there is. You just have to press X. Speaking of the whole scouts killing you thing, yeah, you often and frequently get killed by your fellow scout brethren. It's very annoying when it happens, because usually, when they do it, they're so laggy, they punch you off into the moon. They also have very strange driving patterns. Like, at least the public vehicles are somewhat predictable, but scout vehicles sometimes have such unpredictable ways of driving. It's better to just do physics or psychological, like, studies in order to understand how they behave. Because trying to understand how some of them behave is very hard. Very, very hard. Oh, wow. Looks like we're going to be getting through the train queue pretty quickly today. Oh boy. Seems like we're getting through the queue pretty quickly though, so we should be okay by the time it's our turn to cross. Oh. Let's go on a free cam and see how everybody's doing up here. Oh wow, traffic's moving by the mile. Heck yeah. If you're wondering, are trucks usually the most frequent way of getting around? Yeah, obviously. It is, like, the Scout's kind of handy if you want to, like, escort a friend or something, or if you just want to sightsee, but, like, most times you'll see people in trucks. I guess the unfortunate thing that all of the Truckers MP players are starting to realize is that soon the CD road is going to be dead. Pavel, the owner of SES Studios, which makes ETS2, not the Truckers MP game, that's made by a bunch of Polish gentlemen who've done a really good job at actually making it possible to have multiplayer with the boys. The problem is that Pavel from SES, he showed off a map which absolutely deleted entire chunks of the CD road, so they're gonna end up being two-lane no, not two-lane, four-lane highways that are divided, which is good on one hand. On the other hand, that means basically the soul of the CD road is gone. There are rumors, though, that there's gonna be a famous, like, Dutch coastal highway that's gonna be built in the future, though, for the Benelux update, which is that 1.59 update, so maybe the CD road will change into the Eindhoven-Amsterdam road from the sounds of it. It's gonna be interesting to see what people come up with for a new road, or if it just spreads out. Some players were actually talking about how they used to have a bigger server, but due to the CD road and how much the population concentrate in certain areas, they couldn't really, They couldn't really, rally together. They couldn't really, the CD road was so busy that the server basically maxed out and it could only take up to 5,000 players, and that's where we've been ever since. Today there's only around 3,200 players, but it gives you an idea of what it's like during 5,000 player days, which are few and far between, especially because some people drive so poorly they get frequently banned, so they're often regulars to the naughty corner and they have to wait a few days, but if you behave yourself and record whatever happens, whether you're at fault or not, you most likely will be okay. I guess I should also probably answer a few questions that you might have on the inside. Is ETS2, like, is Truckers MP free? Yes, you just have to go to their website and make an account. And then, basically, you have to have a digital copy. It can't be a physical copy. For the longest time, I had an American Truck Simulator, like, physical copy, but transferred over to Steam digitally, and Steam remembered it. So I kind of wondered for the longest time if I could do it, but basically I bought ETS2 so that I could, I could actually play Truckers MP and get my account approved. Is it, like, compatible with DLCs? Yes, it is. You can get DLCs. Like, you can use, like, the Italia DLC, the Vive la France DLC, Nordic Horizons, which I have and was very popular for a few weeks after the update. A lot of players in Truckers MP often drove around this area of the Nordics if you go very far up north. I don't think you can even see it from here. Yeah, it's that far up north. You have to do a lot of driving, to say the least, and there's not a lot of players in that area, so it'd be kind of lonely. That's why everybody also sticks to the... That's why everybody sticks to the, CD road. Because it's like, it's basically family, but in traffic form, and it's kind of miserable, but oh well. There's also, There's also pro mods, if you've ever played it before, if you're watching the video. Pro mods also works in collaboration with, ETS2, and basically there's this famous coal mine all the way up in the north that is very annoying to get to on pro mods, but everybody wants to try it and make it. So... yeah, everybody ends up just fighting for position on the road, so, yeah. If you want to try your luck at it, you can. It's a little bit pricey to get a Pro Mods package, but you could still do it. CD road today. Dang it. I was hoping to get through both sides of the CD road today, one heading from Lille to Duisburg, even though Calais is the main place. Calais, like, as much as I loved it over the years, it is such a dangerous place to go to. It's basically got a giant bottleneck of an intersection that is really hard to use, and everybody hates it there, basically. So that's why the Truckers MP devs have had to put so many restrictions, one-ways, all that sort of fun jazz up. And it absolutely drives some of the new players crazy, as well as the old players. So nobody's happy with Calais anymore, but they still, a lot of people still drive through it, even though it's so poorly designed. But it's like, oh well. Lille is a great substitute if you ever wanted to try the CD road out for yourself. Oh, come on, come on. Can we make this crossing, please? We can, come on, everyone. Yep, we're across. Alright, so it's gonna be somewhat smooth sailing from here unless there was shenanigans at the Greenbridge chicane. Basically, the chicane, it's an uphill section just like this one that we're going to be coming up to, but it's a lot sharper. But some players, they don't care if they have a full fuel load in their tanker trailer. They'll just full send it and then realize they're going too wide and try to turn it tighter, but just lock up and have oversteer and then just slam into the dude that's just trying to head to Calais and didn't want any part in the shenanigans that were happening. And then the poor guy gets punted off and over the railing, and then he's stuck, and it's really annoying. Luckily, I haven't had that happen to me. I've been clipped a few times of that stupid chicane, but it was like, at least I could still continue on, and I didn't get any damage, and I didn't get thrown away. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you a treat, and I will drive into Duisburg. I usually don't like driving into Duisburg because it's a pain to get out of the city. Because just like Calais, it's just one road as a choke point. But Calais, I mean, ugh, Calais. No, Calais has not had love in a while. It is so ugly. What was I gonna say? Duisburg. Duisburg is actually very beautiful. There's a few castles in the town. There's, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. There's a castle, some nice church designs in town. There's some nice European housing you get to look at. It's a nice little town overall, even though it's actually a massive city in real life. ETS2 devs had to basically shrink it down to make sure that they could fit all the other German cities they wanted in the area, because Cologne, Dusseldorf, and Dortmund and Duisburg, they're all very tightly knit together. They might as well be joined at the hip. They're so close together. Oh, jeez. Everyone's slowing down. Oh. Somebody just got spooked. Oh well. We're good. We're still trucking. Fun fact, this intersection for the longest time wasn't actually like this. It was just a regular diamond intersection where, like, for the Americans in the know, to the Europeans, basically, it's just like, it has like 4 on and off ramps that make a diamond shape. Basically, that was the original structure here that you used to get on the CD road to try and head to Calais or Brussels. Well, I mean, Calais or Duisburg from Brussels. Or Rotterdam, for that matter. You could come south or north from Brussels or Rotterdam to try and get on the CD road that way, if you crashed really hard and needed a repair. But the problem is that with that diamond intersection, there were no traffic lights, so it was often just a giveaway mess back in the day. But that was a long time. That was probably 1.40 they still had that intersection around, but I wasn't around during that time, so I only understand it from YouTube videos, which I find interesting. And yeah, here's the Green Bridge chicane that I was talking about. Oh, somebody nearly rolled it behind me. And if you're wondering where the Green Bridge is, that's it right up there, right beside the windsock. It's just a nice, simple little bridge, but sometimes people park on it and block the road a little bit, so yeah, just keep your eye out for that. It's very annoying, but there's not really much you can do without a mod. And even when you try to ping the mods about it, you just might as well send a report and pray. If you have video evidence, though, it's a lot more handy. Oof, sheesh. Sorry, I'm just feeling my computer, because usually OBS makes it an angry little toaster, and, yeah, I could cook some slices of bread on here if anybody wanted some slices of bread to eat. My poor little laptop's a little angry about it. Ooh. Those lag spikes probably indicate that there's a lot of traffic in the area. Let's see how many people are in the area. Yeah, that's a lot of people. 40 people in the area means you can't overtake on this highway. So basically you have to wait until you get to a lower population area to try and attempt an overtake. Oh sweet, looks like everybody's heading off for fuel. Even this gas station, just like the one in Calais, used to be only on one side of the highway. So the devs just basically played whack-a-mole with all the high traffic areas, which basically funneled it onto the road itself. It wasn't just a bunch of choke points now where you had to go and get gas, or it was the train, or the highway intersections. It literally was just this. It's now just the road that's the choke point. It cannot take all this traffic, and it's really dangerous. And you'll see once we get into the Duisburg rest stop area, you'll see basically all of the cone shenanigans that they had to do to make sure that people aren't illegally overtaking on the shoulder. Oof, sheesh. Somebody had a rough one. Lots of weaving today. Oh, nice. I think it's going to be an easy climb up towards Duisburg. For some stupid reason, we're in this river valley, basically, and then it's a long climb up towards Duisburg in the main highway area. So it's very annoying when you have to try and actually make it into Duisburg with a heavy load. Like, if you have a train on your back, for example, the heaviest vehicle in the game is the G6 locomotive, which is in the Heavy Cargo Pack DLC, that you can actually drive with, because all the other wide loads in the Heavy Cargo DLC, you can't actually take them because you would block off so much of the road that all the players would get annoyed. And if you can imagine two players that are driving in opposite directions with really giant, like, windmill turbine loads, oh, yeah, that, sorry to have ADHD, but that's the rollovers I was talking about and people going too fast. So, yeah, it can get very chaotic very quickly if you don't realize how fast you're going. Anyways, we're almost at the home stretch. We're almost safe now, luckily for us. Anyways, yeah, but back to the heavy cargo thing. Basically, if you have two giant wind turbines and they're sticking out on either side, you can guess what happens if there were two wide loads. So basically, that's why the devs banned the bigger cargo. That's not the locomotive. And I recommend, if you're going to try the challenge of driving those locomotives, get the powerfulest rig you can, because I tried it with an Iveco Stralis once, and let's say I got banned for a few days because people got so annoyed that they told me out on the mods, and I was trying to move out of the way, but it bounced off the railing and actually murked somebody, and yeah, the mods weren't having it. Oh yeah, here's the cone mania. Basically, these little slot ends are actually just parking lots, because the traffic here is often so bad. It actually backs up past here where all these cones are trying to separate you into your lane. It backs up all the way towards these signs right here. It's very bad when it does, though. You often are sitting there for a solid, like, 10 minutes, and then it's another 20 minutes at the train. What I would recommend doing for, like, the train section, though, because that's the worst wait, is just basically, you basically do the command /disconnect, drive past the train crossing, and then load back into the server. Like, you just have to go to the title screen, and then you can load back into the game. You can load back into Simulation 1, which is the main server, and then, voila, you're back in the game with no problems and no quarrels. Ah, finally. Home. Welcome to Duisburg, boys. Jeez Louise, this guy's taking it very hard. It's always scary when you see a truck like that that's top heavy. You're always having to watch out and guessing whether or when he's going to roll over and what direction so that you can dodge it. Oh, somebody stalled their vehicle. Oof, sheesh. Another very stuck truck. No, don't. Jeez. There we go. Finally, getting into Duisburg is a little bit interesting because, basically, due to the two-lane nature of the intersection up ahead that gets you into the LKW and the CNP, basically, the devs decided to basically cut off one lane so that's always going straight through. You can go whenever you like, even when it's a red light, so that they can keep traffic flowing into Duisburg. But it sometimes has the odd effect of, like, players getting scared because they think they're going to get banned in that lane if they go through on a red light, and then they just stop completely. Yeah, speaking of. going... Oh, hello. And if you're wondering when the best time is to come in and play ETS2 if you don't like, or Truckers MP for that matter, if you don't like the traffic, come in like when the Europeans are asleep. Like, that's the best time to play if you don't like traffic that much. You can basically get away with whatever you like in the game. Well, I shouldn't say that out loud. You can get away with a few things. Like, you can get away with overtaking a lot more. But if you do a poor overtake, you're still probably going to get banned if he has actual video recording. If you're wondering how noisy it is in the game, if the audio recording doesn't work because for some reason it wasn't recording engine noises and horns, it gets very noisy. The CB radio also is often going off with a bunch of players complaining or shouting at each other about certain things. Oh! Somebody's getting squished. Yeah, and here's the only roundabout in and out of the city. It's very chaotic. It's always hectic. You always got people trying to make their way around here. Luckily for me, I can just slingshot it up the fast lane because this MAN is lagging. If you're wondering where all the lag is coming from, well, over to the left, beside these trams, there's actually a repair shop, and that's where everybody out of Duisburg comes from. Unless you actually go close or directly to the Renault dealership, which is that purple truck right there. I guess some of you played ETS2, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, if you get lucky and teleport there, you're basically home free. Nobody ever spawns out of that spot. Normal Duisburg shenanigans going on, as you have seen. Lots of people drive on the tram tracks, it's ridiculous. Oh, hello, who do we have beside us? Oh, hello. Goodbye. As you can tell, the scouts, unlike the trucks, accelerate very fast, so it's very easy to just slingshot past and get out of the way. Ah, welcome to the old town of Duisburg, as I would like to call it. Very nice, very spacious. There's also, if you're not into, let me get into free cam. If you're not into stuff like this, there's also a bunch of like new modern fancy stuff, as well as some cool like industrial plants and docks over here that you can work with. So yeah, you got a lot of options when you're coming into Duisburg. Lots of good industrial traffic to drive for. And then, oh yeah, there's also a very scenic gas station you can park up at. You got a nice German town with a nice like atmosphere, but the problem is just the traffic. The traffic itself is just the issue, but because the CD road might be disappearing soon, well, we might have to go elsewhere. There might be new adventures on the horizon. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, to be honest. And anyways, I'm gonna park up here and leave you here for today. So sorry, I don't know why I'm doing 360s. Thank you so much for coming and watching my video, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.